Hello, this is David Schultz, and this is my design project for CSE 120-01. So, starting off in the code, we have these first three lines that import three different items. The first is the random module, which will allow us later to choose a random word from the second item that we're importing, the words file, which if we look over here, it is just three different dictionary variables, each having the possible words and their associated category. Then we import the gallows states file, which is just a single list that has displayed in text each of the states that will be used later when the game is running. Then next, using these two lines, we make sure that the game will be able to be exited when the player is done. Moving on, using this entire section, we both choose the difficulty as well as ensure that the code does not proceed further without a difficulty selected. It does this by taking the input in this line and comparing it to this if statement and these two elif statements, and if it matches it, then it will go into the words document here and pick a random word from the respective list. If the input does not match either of these three items, it will go into this else statement, print the statement saying that you need to enter a correct value, and it will loop back to the top up here. Once the difficulty has been selected, this variable hidden word will generate a list based on the variable that was assigned in the previous section. Then this display variable will take the value that is stored in the hidden word variable and copy it to itself, and then using a for loop will take the length of the length of the value in the display variable and replace every character with an underscore, which is what will be used to display the length of the word that is being guessed. The next line, this fail variable, is just a simple counter. It is counting how many times the player has failed to guess a letter correctly. This will be used a little bit later. Then these next two lines are just a simple while loop to make sure that the game cannot end before the proper end condition, either a win or a loss, is met. So then, and this is the actual start of the game. So then at the start of the game, it will print these three variables. The first one being the gallows state, which is the counter for how many failed attempts there are. So at the start, fail equals 0, so it would print this first section here showing that you have failed 0 times. Next, it will print your word is followed by the number of underscores that was determined previously. And then finally, it will print the category that this word will fall under. Moving on, these next two lines will make sure that a guess is chosen and that then the guess is only a single character, because if you guess multiple characters, then it will not work correctly. And if you did happen to enter multiple characters, you will receive an error message, and well, you won't receive an error message. You'll receive a message telling you to enter only one letter, and then you'll be prompted to input the letter again. After the guess has been confirmed, it is compared to the hidden word variable, which is the word that you are trying to guess. If the letter that you are guessing is in the word, it will go and check to see if that letter is in the word multiple times using this for loop. And for each time that the guessed letter is in the hidden word, it will replace the underscore in the correct place of the display with that guessed letter. And if the guessed letter is not in the hidden word, it will increase the fail variable by 1. And then after that, we have two checks to see if the two possible end conditions have been met. First, if all of the underscores in the display variable have been replaced, meaning that all the letters have been guessed, it will print yay, you won, and then the answer to the problem. It will also then trip this end of game variable to be true, which will then allow this loop to be exited. Similarly, if your fail count gets to 7, you lose the game. It will trip the end of game variable to true, and then it will print the gallows as well as a message, sorry you lost, and the correct answer that you failed to guess. After this, with the game being, or that round of the game being done, the player will be asked to answer the question, do you want to play again? If the player answers yes, then the proceed variable, which is keeping the question from being ignored, will be changed to 1, allowing this loop to be exited, and the playing variable, which comes into play up at the very top, will be kept at 0, allowing you to play the game again. If the player answers no, they do not want to play again, then the playing variable will be tripped to 1. This loop will no longer be true, and as such, it will finish the program. And if the player does not enter yes or no, the code will print the message that it needs an answer as either yes or no. And that is the end of my design project, recreating the game Hangman.